you guys are looking for new brands to bring into the stores, go out and talk to your folks over at Etsy. You know, work with them, figure out what kind of pricing structure you can help them with. Regularly, I have brands I'll find on Etsy that we want to include in our beauty boxes. And one of the things we'll work on is working on their pricing structure and making sure that they're at a retail value that makes sense for them if they decide they want to go mass market, and if that's something that we've ended up helping them. And like I said, so your shoppers are becoming a lot more savvy. They're very aware of the different call outs on their ingredient lists as far as your artificial colors. So you've got your FD&C red number 6. They know these and they're looking for them right now. And we found that a lot of our shoppers don't want to use products that have these artificial colors in them. We find more often in cosmetics they will, but in skincare, if it's got artificial colors or fragrances, they don't like it at all, and they don't want to spend any time playing with it. Your plant-based colors, again, natural ingredients, typically more expensive. If you're having to boil a whole bunch of cabbage to get a whole bunch of colors to put in another product, then it's going to take a little bit longer. It's a little bit more of an effort than just manufacturing something in a lab. Again, leads to higher prices. And then you're dealing with Mother Nature. If you're trying to pull dyes from strawberries or raspberries, and the season doesn't go well. For example, I live in Texas, and our peach season doesn't go well if it freezes or doesn't freeze. So we wouldn't get that harvest. And so that's something to think of too if you've got a supply chain and you're sourcing these natural ingredients. If the season doesn't go well, a lot of times you might not have the colors you need to manufacture something. If you're working with one of these natural brands, that might be the case that they're going to run out of the ingredients they need to make the products that they're trying to make. So be aware of that as you're working with these different vendors. I am so excited to see this. I've been an essential oil fan since I was a kid. I come from hippie parents. And we had essential oils in the house all the time. But you really are seeing they are the comeback kid, and I'll give you a statistic here just a little bit. But part of this, and this is kind of partly my opinion and kind of what we've seen with our subscribers, they're realizing that this whole oil-free craze is a marketing ploy. The only thing that really cuts oil and hydrates the skin are other oils. And they're realizing this whole oil-free thing isn't necessarily working for any of them. And sometimes the best way to counter overproductive, oil glands and various things is to use these essential oils. You also see a lot of the brands starting to bring out, argan oil had a huge resurgence recently in hair products, and then it went into skin products. Marula oil is being used regularly now. So you're starting to see, and I think, I'll find the stat for you. I think it's almost a 34% increase in the use of essential oils lately. But so the nice thing about essential oils and using them is that a little bit of essential oil goes a long way. You usually put it into a carrier oil when you're using it on the skin. And so you can use a little bit of a very active product pretty easily. You find activated charcoal in everything from the little konjac sponges to purifying and detoxifying masks. It's a wonderful ingredient. You're seeing bamboo a lot now. Bamboo can be used from everything from an anti-aging product to a hydrator to ground up and used as an exfoliant. So it's a very useful product as well. Plus, it's everywhere and it grows like nobody's business. So it's a very easy product to harvest. Coconut oil, you're seeing the whole coconut water thing. I feel started the coconut oil craze. But again, very hydrating oil. You'll see it a lot in products right now. It smells wonderful as well. So there we go, 31%. So essential oils last year saw a 31% increase in the skincare business. That's a pretty big increase over the course of the year, especially for some products that oils were gone for the longest time. I started in the industry in 2000, and there was one brand that had oils, and then they just kind of disappeared. Declior went away, and now they're back. And then clay is another one. Kaolin clays, there's various types of clays that you're seeing having a resurgence right now as well. I think the whole masking craze has become very big, and you can see that supported in some of the information that I've pulled as well. But yeah, you're gonna see a lot more clays, and it's a really good way to purify and detoxify the skin. So 22% of our shoppers actually refuse to buy personal care products that contain artificial ingredients. So while that's not a big portion, that's still a pretty substantial portion. I mean, if you remember our age breakdowns, that's an entire age group of my shoppers that won't buy if there's artificial fragrances in a product. 59 believe that personal care products are unsafe. That's almost 60% of our shoppers that feel that they're unsafe. So they're paying attention right now. They're worried about what's going into their products. They're aware that the regulations aren't there. Do y'all know how many ingredients are banned from skincare products and personal care products?
Yeah, over 1,300 EU and only 11 in the United States.
Exactly. Did y'all hear that number? So there are almost 1,400 ingredients now that are banned in the EU from our personal care products. In the United States, it's 11 ingredients. And it's stuff like cow parts. A lot of your millennials are shopping online. And that's where they like to get their products. And they led this charge. Products that appeal to the younger set have become the leaders in growth. And again, this is the millennials. This is their shopping and buying power. A perfect example of this is the Estee Edit, which is the new line that Estee Lauder just recently launched. Has everybody heard about this one yet? So Estee Lauder, in the desire to kind of cater to the millennials and not change the original Estee Lauder brand, have created the Estee Edit. It's exclusive to Sephora, and it is directed completely at the millennial generation. And this is them working to cater to these millennials that are shopping online and looking for these products. They wanted to look younger. The packaging is much white and much brighter, and it's got a fun little script on it. It doesn't look as like quote unquote old as the Estee Lauder product of the day. And the other thing we're seeing, and I find this to be interesting as well, so your natural and organic products are right now just as popular as your clinical. And you're seeing that your millennials are buying these. That's what they're buying together. And the interesting thing that I found, and it's right there, is that millennials are likely to seek product with doctor endorsements, or they want the organic and natural ingredients. So they're gonna go to someone that they trust, and they're gonna ask what it is they need. They're gonna find their clinical products that they wanna use to help fix their skin, whatever their issue is, and they're gonna use their natural and organic ingredients to maintain, or they're gonna go straight to those natural and organic products right now. And they're the ones, it's kind of scary to cater to this group considering that they don't tend to have the buying power that the baby boomers did for so long. But they really are leading the charge, and in the skincare industry, they're the ones making the difference right now. And there's some interesting ways they're making the difference. Makeup as skincare has become the new thing. What you're finding with this whole contouring makeup craze that is not going away anytime soon is that they're being able to even their skin tone, light discoloration, and brighten their complexion with makeup just as easily as they are with skincare. And it's much more fun for them. You don't ever see anybody post their skincare on Instagram, but they're gonna post their contour on Instagram and you're gonna see the end result. Glossier is actually the product of, her name is Emily Weiss, and she runs a beauty blog called Into the Gloss. It's an extremely popular beauty blog. She essentially is a bunch of beauty editors, and so they talk about everything from skincare to celebrities and various things. You're gonna see this trend happen a lot, where these bloggers and various folks have been asked to create cosmetics lines or skincare lines. Glossier is a very indie brand. It's got really cute packaging. It's very simply curated. They don't have more than, I think, 10 SKUs. It's growing very slowly, but it's captured the social media edge of things as far as skincare is concerned. You're seeing it just about everywhere. It's showing up in the magazines. It's what your millennial generation is definitely going for right now. It comes with like silly things like stickers, like rainbow stickers you can stick on your bottles. And it's kind of goofy in the grand scheme of things. But it's established itself very strongly as an online brand, and you're starting to see it everywhere. ColourPop is another. They just got in a little bit of trouble. They were making Kylie Jenner's lip kits, which was this crazy little lip kit that came out. And she charges, what, $39? And ColourPop is $7 for a bottle of lip gloss. But ColourPop launched 2 years ago. It's a company called Seed Beauty. And they're essentially like a beauty building warehouse. They've got 2 more brands in the works right now. Their lip glosses, I think they started with 31 eyeshadows. They were $5 a piece. They eventually rolled out eyeliners, they rolled out the liquid lip kits, they rolled out little long-wear lippies that you see there. The highest price point I think they have is $9. They have every single beauty blogger that has any following at all in their back pocket, and they did it all online. Does anybody know Tribe Dynamics? Have you guys looked into this company? It's I'm gonna send this to you guys so you have it. Tribe Dynamics actually created a way to monetize social media earned income value. So what they do is they look at the skincare business and they look at the color business every month, and they look at which brands are kind of owning social media. ColourPop went from nothing to the #1 brand in the course of about 7 months. They absolutely just killed it. And so something to think about, whether it's natural beauty or whatever we're looking at, is that online is definitely somewhere to look, and that these bloggers have power. That's who everybody's listening to. One of the stats we have is that this is, I think it was 64% of our subscribers were looking to the bloggers to get their advice. They weren't going to their girlfriends. They weren't coming into the stores and asking questions. They were looking at the blogger that they loved the most to see which product they should buy.